Look, you know what? I, we didn't say that, no, but it looks an awful lot like that, doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
This is about to be quite the video. I can tell. I can tell already. And you better grab a snack, kick back, relax, because we're about to get right into this. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you're new. My name is Mars. I want to get right into this video, so let's chat. Let's chat. I want to bypass all of the, jibber jabber and just talk because, yeah. So there's been this hot topic this past year, even these past few weeks. But it's been a topic that's gone back further than that, to the days of, the Oscars are so white. The Oscars hates black people. And you know how the Oscars are so rigged. Here, let me tell you. This topic is so broad, it's such a slippery slope. It's so, we can go so many places with this. So let me just find my bearings before I get to ranting. Because they're gonna take me there, they're gonna take me there. So the topic of discussion is whether or not straight actors should be able to play gay roles and vice versa. This topic has come my way by way of Kristen Stewart. She has this new movie out called Happiest Season, where she plays this lesbian young woman who's going to visit her girlfriend's family for the holidays and eventually propose to her, only to find out that her girlfriend isn't out to her family. Yeah. So while Kristen was doing a lot of promoting for this movie, she was asked in an interview on her stance on whether or not gay actors should play straight roles and straight actors should play gay roles, and what her position on that was. And she pretty much said that, and I'll put it on the screen here, I would never want to tell a story that really should be told by somebody who's lived that experience. Having said that, it's a slippery slope conversation because that means I could never play another straight character if I'm going to hold everyone to that letter of this particular law. I think it's such a gray area. There's always ways for men to tell a woman's stories, or for ways for women to tell men's stories, but we need to have our finger on the pulse and actually have to care. So, where do I start? So, Kristen, she's a woman, she's an actress who identifies as bisexual, so I kind of see what she's saying as, if she's gonna hold that standard for, the straight actors playing gay roles, then she has to hold the same standard for gay actors playing straight roles. But then for herself, being bisexual, she kind of falls in the middle, so she doesn't even know where to hold herself at. She would no longer be able to access straight roles because she's not quote unquote straight. And she wouldn't even really be able to technically play gay roles because she's quote unquote bisexual. Same with for the gay role. She falls in that middle ground. And I know it's been said that in the community there's been a lot of, push for more representation on TV and in film and just in all realms of media. But I am this might be an unpopular opinion, but I'm not where, how can I say this without y'all dragging me later? I'm kind of in the position where I don't think it's such a gray area when it comes to straight actors playing gay roles and vice versa, because for me, it's not that big of a deal. I think acting is acting at the end of the day. But we want to allow the freedom and the opportunity and the space to allow voices and entertainers who aren't being seen in these spaces to portray these stories. They can bring an authenticity to these roles, to these parts, to these stories, where it doesn't have to be researched. I'm not an actor where I have to research the roles or go talk to 50 gay people to see what it's like to be gay. They bring an authenticity to the roles and to the parts where if a straight person were to play that part, it would just fall. They have to do that. They have to do that background research. So for me, acting is acting. To me, it doesn't really matter who plays the role as long as it's done respectfully. It's the best person for the job, and it's an equal footing. However, we have a problem in Hollywood. We have a problem in Hollywood, child. As much as we would all like to have an equal footing where everyone is open to every part, that's not the case. That's not the case. There's lots of different actors, lots of different actresses, singers, musicians, entertainers who identify themselves as, LGBTQ in the community, but they're not getting that reach. They're not getting that visibility as some of these straight actors. I mean, let's really talk about it. Like, let's really talk about it. If you look at a list of straight actors playing LGBTQ parts, here's your Oscar. Here is your Oscar. Your accolades. But let a gay person play that role, it goes unnoticed. It goes unnoticed if they even get the part. Billy Porter, I mean, the icon, the legend himself, come on now, come on. He did an interview with, I want to say USA Weekly, maybe, or The Hollywood Reporter, one of those. And he was talking about being gay and being an actor. So he pretty much said, and I'll put the interview up, but he pretty much said that if the character doesn't explicitly state flamboyant or gay in the, he's not being seen. He's not being seen for the parts. But let a straight guy walk into the audition, he got it like that.
You know, it's a double layer. The layer of actually being a person of color in this industry, and then the other layer of being a queen.
Yep.
Nobody can see you as anything else. If flamboyantly ... wasn't in the description of the character, no one would see me ever for anything. Which wouldn't be so enraging if it went the other direction, but it doesn't.
Right.
Because straight men playing gay, everybody wants to give them an award. Thank you for gracing us with your straight presence.
Yeah.
So that gets tiresome.
Yep.
So here I sit, I can't get the gay parts, I can't get the straight parts, I can't get nothing.
To sum it up, I think it's pretty much just Hollywood's monolithic view. Like we push and we cherish and we live for, you know, representation on TV and, you know, giving you your proper dues. But when it comes to actually representing that with authentic people who lived that experience, they don't know what that is, baby. They don't know what that is. They don't know. like let's really get into it. If you want to run down the list of straight people who played LGBTQ parts and won Oscars at that, let's run down the list. I have my list here because I did my background research on this video, baby. Best believe that. Let's run down the list real quick. All right, so you have William Hurt, who played Louis Molina in The Kiss of the Spider Woman. Tom Hanks played Andrew Beckett in Philadelphia. Hilary Swank played a transgender in Boys Don't Cry. But you know what? I'll say that for later. We'll get into that later. You'll see. Nicole Kidman played Virginia Woolf in The Hours. Charlize Theron played Eileen Wuornos in Monster. Penelope Cruz, Natalie Portman, Christopher Plummer, Jared Leto, Kate Blanchett, Darren Criss. The list goes on, and I pretty much just put straight actors who won Oscars and then popularized actors and actresses who are known for playing gay roles. But how many do you know that's vice versa? Sarah Paulson. I'll wait. I think we're scratching the surface in Hollywood where we're giving equal representation. You know, Halle Berry this past summer just, you know, tapped out of playing a transgender in a movie has been undisclosed. We don't know what it was. But, you know, she said she wouldn't want to take away an opportunity for someone who's actually trans to actually get that visibility on screen. And I actually admire Halle Berry for that. That's like, you know, for someone of Halle Berry's caliber who could really have any part she wants. I mean, she's been in X-Men, Catwoman, so many different films, so many different accolades. To allow someone else to come into that space, I love that. Same with Ryan Murphy. In his last season of American Horror Story in 1984, he allowed Angelica Ross, who is known for her portrayal of Candy on Pose, he allowed her to come on American Horror Story and play, what would you call it? What was her? I forgot her character's name, but she was pretty much like the camp nurse who was doing a whole bunch of shady stuff behind the scenes. And she allowed her to play just a woman on screen. Her character wasn't disclosed as transgender. It wasn't even the pinpoint of her character, and that is what I loved. We're allowing people to have that visibility. We're allowing actors and actresses who are in the community to play parts where it's not just their label, it's not just their stigma. And even on the foot of Ryan Murphy gets all these accolades. You know, he's a straight white man who pretty much created Scream Queens, American Horror Story, Pose. A lot of people think he created Pose, but honestly it was created by Stephen Canals, a member of the community who wanted to make a ballroom scene-esque TV show. But Ryan Murphy used his seat at the table, his privilege, his popularity to allow a whole bunch of unknown actors, Angelica Ross, Billy Porter, well I wouldn't say Billy Porter was unknown, but Billy Porter, amongst the wonderful other cast that when you look at their filmography, they don't have the same filmography as some of these other straight actors I listed. Come on now, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Hollywood, you're not ready. You're not ready. You're not ready to discuss. You're not ready to discuss on the level that we're talking about. Charlize Theron, she gets a lot of flack for playing a whole bunch of LGBT or queer characters. Like, she pushes for queer representation in her films. Bombshell, Atomic Blonde, like let's really talk about it. Charlize Theron, even though she's a straight woman playing these parts, she's doing it to give more visibility. And I don't see her as robbing an opportunity from someone else, even though, you know, that could be challenged, of course. But she's allowing these characters to come to life. She's allowing representation on screen. And I get Hollywood is a business. You want the biggest bankable stars. So Jake Gyllenhaal's, Halle Berry's, Charlize Theron's. But there's also actors and actresses who can bring that authentic representation to the screen. And I don't think, Hollywood, that, you know, you're allowing that. I don't see it. I don't. So while I think straight actors and gay actors, I think everyone should be able to play all roles. It's just not equal footing. I feel like, you know, straight still has the majority when it's getting parts and booking roles and getting these roles, landing them. I still think that acting is acting. I think the best person for the part, the most talented person should be able to land the role. I do want to see more of my peers and mutuals in the community. If you're an actor, actress, musician, singer, violinist, whatever the case may be, I still want to see them on screen. But I wouldn't want to just land a role based on my sexual orientation if I'm not the most talented person. Like, I feel like that, just being casted for a part because the character's gay just because you're gay, nah, it's tired. It's tired. Now on the flip side of this, and this is where I wanted to get to. This right here is where I wanted to get to. Straight actors, cisgender actors playing trans roles. Okay. Let's really talk about it. Let's really talk about it. Okay, so I was watching this interview, right? And I don't really know the host's name, but she was a commentator on a panel, and she pretty much said that she really didn't see a problem with transgender or cisgender actors and actresses playing transgender roles because, you know, it's acting. Here's where I disagree with that. I think when you can play a gay role or a straight role, it doesn't really matter what your sexual orientation is because, you know, that's not like something based on an appearance, such as like race or gender. But when it comes to, you know, being transgender, I think we should definitely wholeheartedly allow people who are actually trans, because baby, don't be a trans actor or actress and try to book a role. How many trans actors do you know? I can think of 3 off the top of my head. And most of them are all on the same show, if you know what I'm talking about. I feel when it comes to when casting for roles for transgender people, I think it's almost disrespectful to cast Hilary Swank as a transgender person, have Glenn Close play a transgender person, have Felicity Huffman play a transgender person. We have so many transgender people who aren't being seen in these spaces and not get cast for anything, miss out on these opportunities. I don't see it. I can't wrap my head around it. Why are we having Jared Leto play a trans woman and then get an Oscar for it? How many trans people do you know that have Oscars? Do you see? I think that standpoint, it's where like we need equal footing. We need equal footing on all fronts, but a traditional white person, cisgender straight white person, they play a transgender role, they play a gay role, they get all the accolades. They get all the accolades. But when it comes to transgender or queer actors and actresses, they're missing. They're missing in action. Literally, they're missing in action. I think if you're gonna cast for a transgender role, it's best to have a transgender person to play that role. One, for visibility and opportunity. Two, for authenticity. And three, it's just more respectful. And although I do believe that I don't want to see transgender people just strictly being casted for trans roles, I feel like it's a little bit more respectful, at least, like just like how Halle Berry tapped out of that one film. It's a little bit more respectful and allows that opportunity for people in these closed off spaces who are not being seen to have these opportunities. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I feel like it's not as gray as maybe people may think it may be. At least for me, I know a lot of people in the community don't want straight actors playing gay roles because it takes away from them. I see that as well, because we're just not on equal footing. We're just not. We're not being seen as much as we would like to be. But for me, this is an unpopular opinion. I just think it's I don't see an issue. I don't see an issue with straight actors playing gay parts, really. Like, for me, it's acting at the end of the day. When it comes to transgender roles, that's a little bit more tricky because it's like you're not actually trans, you're literally dressing up. Like Jared Leto's literally dressing up in drag playing trans. It doesn't get any more sus than that. Like, come on. But yeah, you guys, let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? This is a hot topic. It's a hot topic in Hollywood and everybody's been talking about it. So I wanted to come on here and discuss on my channel because I've covered quite a bit of LGBT queer topics. So if you disagree, let me know because I want to hear. Let's have a discussion in the comments. But if you learned something from this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you gained any insight, if you disliked it, give it a thumbs down. Try to do whatever you want because I don't care. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a very safe and cozy holiday. Stay safe, wear your mask, and if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. You know all that YouTube jazz, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.